There's complete chaos on Capitol Hill right now as Republicans don't have the votes to pass their big, beautiful bill, the budget bill that can cut Medicaid for up to 13.7 million Americans, that can cut SNAP benefits for many Americans, that would instill work requirements on Medicaid to make it harder to get Medicaid, and so much more. Right now, what we're seeing is a battle between two factions on Capitol Hill. You have the far right, hardline conservatives who want to see more cuts, like Thomas Massey. And then you have the moderate centrist New York Republicans, like Mike Lawler, who want to see something called the state and local tax deduction cap to be increased. Right now, neither side is happy. Neither side is getting what they want. And as a result, House Republican leadership simply does not have the votes to pass this bill. But nonetheless, House GOP leaders are persisting tonight at 1 a.m. to push this bill forward through the House Rules Committee. They're doing it at 1 a.m. so that the American public does not know what's in this bill and does not know what actually is going to happen. I personally will do my best to stay up until 1 a.m. to cover this for you all, even if you all are asleep, because I really think the news will die in darkness. Democracy will die in darkness tonight if no one is talking about it at 1 a.m. If you want to support my work, click the button below, become a paid subscriber to my Substack today, or consider sending a one-time donation via Venmo to Aaron, AARON-PARNAS, or to my PayPal, APARNAS at law.gwu.edu. And as a result of this 1 a.m. House Rules markup, House Rules potential vote, many will not know what's actually in the bill. But even as this bill is straightforward, it's not going to pass if it gets to the floor in this current iteration. So we'll see what House Republican leadership has to do to make some modifications. And Donald Trump, for his part, well, he's not happy at either side. He called for Thomas Massey to essentially leave Congress today. He called out Mike Lawler in a one-on-one interaction during a House Republican conference meeting today, saying that if he loses because of the SALT deduction, he's going to lose anyway. So there's complete chaos within the Republican caucus. We don't know what's going to pass, when it's going to pass. But that's not all. Elon Musk is taking a step back from politics. Today, he was speaking at the Qatari Economic Forum on Zoom, and he announced that, listen, I'm going to take a step back. I'm not going to contribute as much to politics as he did in the past. And the reason why is simple. SpaceX and Tesla have seen their reputations tank. And Elon Musk is going back to chair Tesla while leaving Doge and the White House behind. The United States Senate did something very unusual today, folks. It agreed in a 100-0 vote, unanimous consent. The United States Senate has passed the No Tax on Tips Act, allowing service workers around the country to now deduct up to $25,000 in tips earnings on their taxes. This will now head to the president's desk, where it will almost certainly pass. Major win for bipartisanship. Today, during a Senate hearing, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem struggled to define habeas corpus. When Noem gave an incorrect answer, Senator Hassan interrupted her and corrected her. The Department of Homeland Security is responsible for immigration enforcement, and if the secretary does not know what habeas corpus is, well then, folks, that's going to be lots of trouble. Moreover, Senator Elizabeth Warren had a very heated exchange today with IRS official Billy Long on whether the president had legal authority to direct the IRS to alter a nonprofit's tax status. Long couldn't answer. Warren challenged him, asking why he couldn't interpret the plain language of the law. Dick Durbin, meanwhile, challenged RFK Jr. on government cuts to medical research, specifically for ALS. Durbin asked how the country could offer hope to those suffering from serious illnesses while research is being cut. Kennedy responded that he wasn't aware of any cuts, and Durbin shot back saying, quote, "I just read them to you." Kennedy admitted to only learning about these cuts, well, during that exchange on Capitol Hill. Alarm bells are going off right now as ICE has reportedly placed a dozen men on a flight to South Sudan, a nation on the edge of a civil war, despite court order prohibiting such deportations without giving individuals a chance to object. A judge today rejected a January 6 rioter's attempt to get back $63,000 he earned from selling video footage of the Capitol attack. Donald Trump announced that the U.S. missile system, the Golden Dome, is expected to cost $175 billion. In a 7-2 decision, the United States Supreme Court today reinstated Maine Representative Laurel Liberty's voting rights, which had been suspended due to her anti-trans statements. President Trump is reportedly frustrated with ongoing war efforts in Gaza, particularly being disturbed by images of suffering Palestinian children. According to Axios, White House officials have sent messages to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, urging him to bring the conflict to an end. U.S. health regulators have announced that they will no longer routinely approve annual COVID-19 shots for healthy children and younger adults. According to a Biden spokesperson, President Biden's last PSA, the prostate-specific antigen test, was in 2014. Prior to his diagnosis on Friday, he had never been diagnosed with cancer. And finally, a massive ransomware attack has caused major technology outages across the Kettering Health Network in Ohio. Emergency rooms and clinics are opened, but outpatient procedures and elective procedures have been shut down. That's all the news right now. Stay tuned for more, and be sure to subscribe to support my work by clicking the button below, and I'll see you in the morning.